Hi, this is GED teacher Damon Tennant, and in this video, I'm going to explain why you still might need a GED teacher to help you pass the GED test this year. And I'm going to explain this by just recounting a recent conversation that I had with the student about their online GED preparation that they were really struggling with. So this was a student who had purchased a course. Happened not to be my course, but another online course, and was really struggling through passing the test. And what I mean by that, they were specifically going to GED.com after having studied for several weeks, and then they would take an official practice test, and it would show that they were not ready to pass. And so this happened a few different times, and so this student saw one of my videos and called and asked me for help. And so and, just to let you know, this student did not end up purchasing my course. We ended up having a good conversation and helping them to set some things in place so that they went in at least the official GED practice test. After our conversation, they did go back and pass it. And I don't know if they actually passed it or not. The real test. But anyway, the conversation was really good. And so I just want to share that with you to help you kind of understand what we're up against here. So I want to show you this in a bar graph, and I want you to think about 10 students, just the number 10, and that's just going to represent all the GED students in America and around the world who are taking the test. So just say there's 10 that's going to represent it just for the sake of numbers. Now, in my experience as a teacher, about 1 out of every 10 student who would come into class, and so we're just going to put the number 1 here, would come into class and really not need my help. Okay, so that's going to be 1 student here, and I'm just going to put no help. This student didn't need any help. This student just really needed to know how to sign up to take the test. They just needed to know some basics, more informational things about the test. And, in that kind of student, they were just ready to go. They just didn't have the information. So I would say about 1 out of every 10 students that I come across, at least in my experience, is just like that. They take the practice test, boom, they're blown out of the water, they're ready to go, and they're surprised to know. And then I would say there's probably another 3 students who, I give them some help, but they really still don't need my help. These are more what I will call self-help students. These are students who maybe came to the class because the class was free, and maybe they were a little bit short on cash, or just heard that you could take it for free and wanted to take advantage of that. And so these are 3. And so we're going to come over here to 3. And so 3 out of 10 students, or about 30% of students, are here. They just, you're not really teaching them much. They're just really refreshing their own minds. These are the students who could go online and go to Khan Academy or go to this website or that website and really just use the videos that are out there. They can go to the library and get that big 600-page GED book, and it works for them. The information, for whatever reasons, either because of their age or just because of, just how they're wired as a person, they can just do self-help. They can do YouTube videos, they can do internet searches, they can use all the tools that are out there. And probably, without the cost of actual taking the test, they can really not really buy much. They can just really use the tools that are out there, and that can help them. So about 40%, this is 10, this is 30, so about 40% of the students out there can really just, they're ready to go if they have the right information, if they have the right motivation. And that's one of the reasons that I do my YouTube channel, because I want to motivate this group of people. Because if they can have the right information, 2, 3, 4 videos will help them and push them over the wire. So anyway, kind of going back to my story, this student was really struggling and just really didn't understand some conceptual things we talked about. And this was really just like a 15-minute phone conversation. And it really helped him understand some conceptual things and at least So I felt like that student was here. That was a student who did get an online course. The online course was not really working for him, but with a couple things, it did begin to work for him. And, so they were in this group. Now, there's a much larger group, though, and that group is up here. And we're going to say 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, excuse my writing here, 10. And so that's going to be about 60 students. Oh, I drew my line a little bit too high there. Be more like that. About 60% of students, they just need a teacher. They need a teacher. The books that are out there are great. The videos out there are great. My videos, other people's videos are great. They're very helpful. But 60% of the students in my experience, they need a teacher. They need guidance because there are gaps in their educational history. So when they get to that big fat GED book, so you get that big fat book, kind of looks like this, and pages, and the text, is just big. It's big, okay? And when they get to that, because they have gaps in their educational experience, even though they have that book, even though they might go to YouTube, even though they might go to Khan Academy, they're still missing some key things that a person who puts out a book or a person who puts out a video can't account for every specific thing that their students who come across their video or their book or their worksheets is going to need to know. You just can't do that. You can't make a worksheet that accounts for every particular question that a person might have about it. You can't write a book. The book would never end if you were accounting for every potential question that could come. And so these are the students, in my experience, these are the students who need the GED teacher. They're not just any GED teacher, but they need a quality GED teacher who can point them in the right direction, fill those gaps that they're missing, and to help them have GED success. So this is really the breakdown. If you look at the whole kind of group of GED students, just say 10 students represents everybody. About 1 out of 10 don't need any help at all. About 3 out of 10, they can really just use tools that are out there and go for it. And a lot of people do that. And then 6 out of 10, they really need a teacher. There's just too many gaps. They need too many pieces filled in order for the book to work. In order for the online course to work, they need gaps filled in. And so that's why if you've been experiencing studying with the GED book or watching videos and still not having success, it's because you still probably have too many gaps that need to be filled in. And really, that's where a good old-fashioned teacher comes into play. Now, I know we have all this technology and the world is moving so fast and we can just basically run our lives from our telephones, our cell phones, our mobile phones, but there is still that need for that human contact. You need sometimes, and many people do, 6 out of 10 do, they need those gaps to be filled by another person. The practice videos and the worksheets, they're good, but you need somebody around those things. And so because of that is why you may still need a GED teacher if you're in this group of 60. Now, let me just say a word quickly to you before I exit this video. Of you who are hearing this 40%, you are very fortunate. This means you are the ones who can really, you got the world before you. So when you get on YouTube and you're happy and you're posting your success, please do that. Post it because it's very encouraging. But please don't get on there and post it and say, oh, the GED test was easy. All I did was read this book. Well, yeah, maybe you did do that because you were in this group of people. You are also posting that to this group of people and you're giving people the impression that, oh, you just need a book. Well, they do need that book, but maybe they also need gaps filled in that the book is not going to fill in or that the specific video may not fill in. And so, again, congrats to those of you who are in the 40%. You're in a great spot. Take that GED, stop procrastinating, get it done. Those for you who are here, make sure you get help. Make sure you get to the local GED class. Make sure you get in an online GED course like mine where you have a teacher who's actually guiding you and filling in the gaps, because this is going to be your key so that you can get your GED test passed in 2018. This has been GED teacher Damon Tennant, and I hope this video helps. If you like it, please like it. If you want to get more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel here, and you will get all that videos that I put out on a weekly basis.